Another beer for you. This has been in the NSLC now for maybe a month, I think. I don't know. This is from our friends in Garrison Brewing in Halifax. They make the tall ship. What do they call it now? Is it the East Coast Ale? I think it used to be Tall Ship Amber, and I think it's rebranded as East Coast now. And they've been selling that in 12 packs of cans now for a while at a fairly decent price, all things considered. And now they come out with the light version at 4% alcohol by volume. This is the Tall Ship Light. There you go. They say anything here doesn't need to be complex filtered water. Doesn't always need to be complex filtered water. Canadian barley malt, premium hops, and yeast. Light beer done right. So craft brewery doing a light ale. They just say it's an ale, right? Yes, crafted ale. Okay, good. Fermenter, I thought, oh shit, they're doing Tall Ship as a lager. That would be weird. So Tall Ship Amber Ale, or East Coast Ale that they call it now, whatever the fuck. Decent stuff. It's not mind-blowing. It is kind of a all-inclusive beer, like anyone can kind of get into it kind of thing. Good for craft beer newbies. But it's also just a good go-to beer. You know, you're as my friend Scott would say, it is a maintenance beer. So there we go. But let's see if we have anything, Garrison, anything new about this shit. Oh, okay. I should probably share the share Chrome tab. There we go. All right. All about the brews. Oh, so they do have the Tall Ship Light now. So did they call it the Tall Ship? They just call it Tall Ship now? I was sure it was East Coast Ale or something like that at this point. But they say they have Garrison and Pale Malt, Willamette hops, 14 IBUs, 5% alcohol by volume. So go back and the Tall Ship Light. So here we go. Does this scroll? Let's try this. Oh, there we go. Oh, so it just does that. Okay. That's weird. Is there any way to scroll down with this thing? Because you can't see everything written here. At least I don't think you can. Can I open this into a new window? That will be the... No. Okay, so I can't read the entire thing. Maybe copy. Fucking Christ, I have to do this. Your website. Craft beer doesn't need to be complex. Filtered water, Canadian barley malt, premium hops and yeast. That's it. Crisp and clean, Tall Ship Light, pours yellow, fresh and light body, finishes smooth. So they don't say what the hops and stuff is. I'm assuming it's all the same shit, but just watered down. That was weird. I don't know why. Do not know why that was fucked up on their website. Okay. So I poured it here. So yeah, it pretty much looks like the Tall Ship, except it's definitely lighter. It's definitely much more lighter. Looks like a lager more than their sort of amber ale, right? So let's go right to the aroma here. Definitely smells lighter on the aroma too. It's still so Tall Ship itself has a very sort of caramel malt base kind of thing. Very typical like malt smell, a little bit of graininess, whatever. Nothing super mind blowing. Kind of earthy hop character to it. This is pretty much the same, but it is definitely fainter. You could almost argue it smells like a Vienna lager almost. It's kind of borders on that, reminding me of that kind of thing. All right, go to taste. Cheers. So yeah, very super light. Like you have watery beers, and then you have watery beers, and this is a super watery beer. They've definitely lightened the body down on this super, like just a lot. Not that the irregular Tall Ship is like some big thick bodied monster or anything like that, but it's noticeably lighter here. Although it does have a lot of flavor, I'll give it that. Like the sort of simple, again, sort of simple caramelly, biscuity malt kind of flavor, still pretty much intact here. Again, it's fainter, but it's decent enough. There's enough substance to it where it's like, yeah, I'm drinking something. Just a little bit of earthy background in the hops, not too big. I imagine the IBUs on this are pretty low. Yeah. I had some point I was going to make about this that was absolutely brilliant. I assure you, it was probably the most incisive extrapolation of brilliance ever put upon mankind. But I just totally lost it while I was drinking this. It's super light, super crushable. Has a little bit of flavor. Redbeard's in the chat saying cheers. Cheers to you, Carrie. Man, what was I going to say about this? There was something that this reminded me of. I was going to say, so this is a light ale, and light ale has a different connotation than it does, say, in England, where if you saw something like 4% or less, it would probably be categorized as a mild, but it would still be probably fairly malty in its flavor. It might still have a significant mouthfeel, like at least some sort of like upper light mouthfeel. Something that you can sip on and ponder. And even though, it's not super complex or anything like that necessarily, it's a beer that has some character to it and stuff. This is almost like the opposite direction of that idea, but at the same time, it's still okay. Like this is, if someone, I kind of think, I can't be 100% sure in this, right? But I kind of have like the thought of if someone came from England to Nova Scotia and, Tall Ship light ale, crafted ale, 4%. Oh, it must be a mild. And then they would, they'd pop this and pour it out, try it, and be thoroughly disappointed by it because it's definitely not that sort of light ale. It's definitely much more crafted towards being a crushable beer that you throw down like 4 or 5 of them in an hour, even, if you're not careful. But it works. It's definitely a patio beer, barbecue beer, that kind of thing. If you don't want anything that you have to really concentrate on too much, it's just very easy going down. And for that, it works. 12-pack of cans, perfect format for this, I think. It's just, I think they're competing with, well, not even competing, but I think maybe the germination of the idea for this might have come from, was it Nine Locks does the taller brand beer, which is the one with the taller dog on the case, and they had the regular taller, which is just like a craft lager, and then they have the taller light, which is the light version of that, and it's very super watery. Like this is kind of comparable in its wateriness, but this has way more flavor. Like just way more flavor, just from the virtue of being an ale, I guess, is kind of why that is. But yeah, this is fine. Don't go into it expecting a mild, and you should be satisfied, I think. But so the Garrison Tall Ship Light. So as a light beer, hits the marks as far as drinkability and body and all that stuff goes, and it still has a pretty good amount of flavor. The aroma is definitely way fainter than I'd like it to be, but it does bring enough flavor where it's like, yeah, I'm drinking some. So on that regard, I'm going to give it a 7.5 as a light ale. And as far as my own personal preference, I'll throw a 6.5. It's something I might buy another pack of at some point, but it's not something I'm going to go out of my way for. I bought a pack because I was curious. That was it. And it only sets you back like 20 some bucks, whatever the fuck it is. So it's not a bad price for a decent light beer. And if that's the thing you're looking for, if you're, we're getting to the barbecue weather, getting to patio weather, here in Nova Scotia, man, if this is where you're getting into, if this is you're starting to gear up, you're gonna get some barbecues going, you're gonna have the patio going, you're gonna be sitting out at nights, drinking a few beers, listening to tunes, whatever. This is a good beer for that, man. It's not like a big high alcohol IPA, even though there's joys and pleasures in sitting out with a few IPAs as well and just sipping on those during a nice cool spring night or whatever. But this is the one where, especially barbecue, the lighter alcohol, pair it with some barbecue. You're not going to you might get buzzed if you're lucky, and you're still going to enjoy yourself and have a good time and probably not burn yourself on the grill. Maybe. So there you go. So the Garrison Tall Ship, decent stuff. They deliver what they say they're trying to deliver here. A light beer with some flavor and complexity, character, yada, yada, yada. It's Garrison. They do good shit. They very rarely ever fuck up. And they definitely didn't fuck up here as far as I'm concerned. If light beers aren't your speed, then I ain't gonna, I ain't preaching to the choir then, am I? But if Garrison, they do good stuff, and they didn't fuck up with this. So what more do you want? What do you want from me? What do you expect me to say? I've gone 15 minutes now on a fucking light beer. Motherfucker. All right. Cheers, guys. We'll see you later. Goodbye.